the wind. You see the wind as we see the cottonwood seeds moving left to right for our viewers. Ragnar, of course, experiencing the opposite of that. Not an easy shot at all. It's kind of tough to throw a turnover purposefully after miscuing. That's going right at it. Oh, boy. She just about put that in for par. Great shot by this sensational Swede. Allen placing for the lime green under the Prodigy banner. She'll want to just put this up nice and tight. No reason to go for anything wacky, which she does. She'll have that left for a tap-in bogey. Jenkins putting for par. Oh, great height and distance just off to the right. Pierce will have the shortest attempt at par. She's about 35 feet. Great example of the conditions here. Some beautiful greens, a little bit of everything here. We hope you're enjoying our live coverage. Brought to you by UB Disc Golf and Dynamic Discs, huge supporters of the best in disc golf. Here's Allen and Bygde. For double. Wind behind her. Be careful not to let this one go low. Just over the rail. Very consistent descent for Bygde. Till practice does pay off, folks. Back to Pierce now. Now that she'll take her mark, now it appears to be at the 20-foot increment. Pierce will have this for the sole par. Into the wind. Oh, and it skips in. How about that? Slightly low. Never up, never in. Jenkins now from about 10 feet. No shot more important than any other. Jenkins safely in there for 4. Allen will putt to match suit. Steady breeze picking up now, at least 15 miles an hour. Moving, taking a short glance and walk over here to the 15th tee where Woodard has pulled it over right into the out of bounds. Oh, and she kicks out safe. Lenhart on the tee next. Here's Allison Blakeman way up high in the air, and that's ditched out far left. That's going to be tough to find as well. It's our second card, the 9:50 tee time here before our top card teed off this morning. First round of the World Championships of Disc Golf. PDGA, the mother, if you will, of all of the children here in Portland, Oregon for this week's event. Our segment brought to you by UB Disc Golf. It's a great innovative line of products offered by them. And, of course, Dynamic Disc, the powerhouse forces in the United States. Multiple locations, Kansas, Texas, Missouri. Also looking forward to possibly speaking with Jeremy Roscoe later in the week. Taking a glance at the scorecard, Jenkins adding them up. Got a variety of demands here at the Blue Lake course. Our coverage being brought to you through the miracles of the interweb. Our Sponsors so generously provide the ability for us to bring you these live images from the World Championships and other events. This is our 5th year of broadcasting now. We hope you're enjoying the display of the talent. We're with the best of the best. And just behind the tee of number 15, another major demand on our players, 600 feet. It's a par 4. As we mentioned, the fairway right side out of bounds the entire distance, and on the left half it tends to swell out a little bit wider on the left, approaching the pin, guarded by 2 trees either side of the green. Fairly popular pin placement to our players because there's a big restroom on this green. This tee will allow the wind to play very strong right to left and in the player's face. As we saw before, the drive of Allison took an early rise and went completely out of play, left and into out of bounds. There's Janine Gunn. She's pulled it over left. Oh, and it kicked out. Great skip back into the inbounds. 600 feet from tee to pin. This is a basic links, if you will, style of course here with a major rough, unplayable, sometimes unretrievable. There's Woodard staying far to the right, but glancing left and over the green. She'll have some difficulty managing that guardian bush on the left edge. Here's Lenhart, deciding to go deep and cut back left, and she could have snookered herself, but very close to having visual access. It's a great shot. I want to thank our crew here in Portland for making way for this great play. That's for sure. Our ladies enjoying some fairly easy conditions, be it the wind may be the most incurred right now, but our precipitation may hold off until the end of the day. Quite a few patrons following our group here. Jenkins, Allen, Pierce, and Bygde, our featured card of today's broadcast. I want to give a thank you out to Candace, our live scoring technician here with our ladies, and Sarah Nicholson, membership director, and also running the team that will provide live scoring. That another benefit to visiting PDGA.com. We thank you for your support. And again, you're watching live coverage of the 2014 PDGA World Disc Golf Championships, brought to you by Keen Footwear. You're watching the Planet just behind us. Kazuo Shirai from Japan, the perpetual world's participant now, well into the 70s. Here's David Greenwell, the only man or woman, sorry Dave, the only individual to play all the world championships. That's right, I believe this is like the 34th, maybe 33rd that he's played. But Greenwell, strong finisher, an incredible ambassador to the game, of course part of the Prodigy entity that has entered the game full force, and just a great ambassador for the sport. Close friend, compatriot, one hell of a disc golfer. Hopefully, they're now back to 14.
Hey, Jeremy Rusko of Dynamic Discs here. Just wanted to give you an inside look at the Dynamic Discs operation, so let's take a look. Dynamic Discs started as a college hobby back in 2005. Started in my attic in the back of the 94 Ford Explorer and has transitioned through several basements, office space, and today we're here at 912 Commercial Street with a beautiful storefront and warehouse operation. We pretty much stock everything disc golf. If you've seen it, we probably have it. We've got a great online store. We carry Discraft, which you can see here on the left side of the store. We've got Innova Champion discs. On top of that, Gateway Disc Sports, based out of St. Louis. Got a section of their products: Prodigy Disc, Legacy, Millennium. Moving on through the other side of the store, all kinds of disc golf product in here. We've got an excellent selection, probably one of the best, if not the best selection of Latitude 64 and West Side. On top of that, you can see a shelf full of MVP. And of course, Dynamic Discs launched that in December of last year, and an excellent selection of our product line and our bag line as well, which was launched earlier this year. Every order that's placed online is actually shipped out of here in Emporia, Kansas, and that's shipped from these shelves right up here. So if you see it online, it's essentially right out here. Everything that's out here is what we have to offer online. Kyle Fritz handles all the shipping of all the online orders and takes care of the walk-in retail traffic and does a lot of answering of the phone. Back in here is our lounge area. We have our meeting space where we meet quite often, and here we've got the heat press. This is a pretty slick operation. Whenever we have to make custom towels or shirts or just one-off items, we just throw them on the press. A couple seconds later, it's done. Moving right along, takes a lot of people to keep Dynamic Discs functioning at full speed. Sherry comes in every day and handles our accounting and bookkeeping and updates online registration every day. Huge part of the operation, the graphic design. We've got Shannon Savage, who has been here for several years, and if you've seen a cool looking graphic for Dynamic Discs, Shannon has been the one to put that out. Of course, she designed both RVs that are wrapped and out on the road full time. Here is really the heart of the operation. This is where our wholesale process takes place. Every order that comes in the back door, and we process it here. Packing a wholesale order right now, we've got Corey Obermeyer and Toby Prince, who both handle and manage the wholesale operation. Doing good work. Moving in here is additional storage. These shelves will start to fill up before no time at all. We've got the MVP product and Legacy in here. Moving back out in here, huge selection of Dynamic Discs. Of course, we're starting to get these discs in stores all over the country, all over the world. You can see there's plenty of it.
We're on the 15th hole. We see Roddy Bygde has pulled it left into the out of bounds. She's already made her mark. She's shooting her third throw now. Jenkins, Allen, and Pierce all safely in the fairway. She's got to avoid that guardian tree. Oh, and she caught it. The only obstacle between her and the pin on that hyzer route was this short fruit tree, and that left a mark. Jenkins to shoot next, keeping it safe, low, about 200 feet. Great looking shot. Should shimmy up right next to that beautiful looking disc catcher. Allen right next to Jenkins lie, taking an inspection. You see the little bit of a crest halfway to the pin. It's about, I'm going to guess, 195 feet again for Jenkins and Allen. It's a wise choice to anticipate your second shot distance by controlling your tee shot. A lot of players will just let it rip off the tee, but not the case here. The flag says no wind, but it's just caught up on the pin. It's about 10 miles an hour into the player's faces, just off the right half of the fairway. Here's the take back from Allen. It's got to turn to track towards it, drifting left. Sorry to talk over your shot, Katrina, but this wind is getting me excited. Now we'll look at the distance for Pierce now. She chose to use all of that right half for expansion and give it a lot more height. The Bygde drive, its malfunction was too much angle, but the height, a bonus for Pierce here from about 100 and I'm going to say 90 feet. Check that, from approximately 90 feet. It's for a major fairway ace. Whoops. That was let go way early. It's a par 4, so that attempt at the eagle will yield now to a birdie attempt.
Removable lightweight disc divider, volume storage compartments, 375 combined cubic inches, total 1,225 cubic inches. The Ranger, engineered with a low center of gravity to keep your bag upright. On-deck putter pocket, molded back panel, minimizes contact points. Volume storage compartment, 500 cubic inches, total 1,600 cubic inches. Limited lifetime warranty.
PDGA.com.
Hi, I'm Paul Macbeth. I'm going to teach you how I putt. For putting, I use a Mix Pro AVR. The reasons are it's a firmer plastic and it's also beadless. And the reason I use a beadless putter is it allows for more glide and it has a cleaner release. I put my thumb right here on top over my middle finger, and then the index finger on the outside and the other two right there, which allows for a nice little pop off and a clean release. Before I approach my lie, I like to judge the distance. Once I approach my lie, the first thing I do is set up my stance. For shorter putts, I use a small, compact stance. For longer putts, I extend my back leg, which allows for a further reach back and more power out of my legs. Now I'm 20 feet away. I've approached my lie, I've set up my stance, and now I'm ready to putt. The first thing I do once I've approached my lie is I adjust for the wind. It's pretty calm, so I'm going to go dead center pole. So once I'm set, I make sure my feet are firm in the ground, and then in one motion I pull back and release right at the basket. Now I am 40 feet away. I've approached my lie the same way as I did the shorter putt. I've set my feet, got my stance ready. The only difference now is my back leg is extended a little further for the distance that I need to go. It's still calm, so I aim dead center pole. Now I am 50 feet away. These are the putts you need to make if you want to be world champion.
The Sniper. Additional outside fabric pocket for scorecard, pencils, and mini disc markers. Volume storage compartment, 50 cubic inches. Total, 475 cubic inches. The Commander. On-deck putter pocket. 2 end pockets provide storage and organization. Removable lightweight disc divider. Volume storage compartments, 375 combined cubic inches. Total, 1,225 cubic inches. The Ranger, engineered with a low center of gravity to keep your bag upright. On-deck putter pocket, molded back panel, minimizes contact points. Volume storage compartment, 500 cubic inches. Total, 1,600 cubic inches. Limited lifetime warranty.
Disc golf is in the air. Join the excitement at PDGA.com.
see that. 1, 2. Check it. Check it. Standing by. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rolling.
Ready? Crazy.
Welcome to Santa Cruz, California for the 2011 PDGA World Disc Golf Championship. I'm Crazy John Brooks, inviting you to join us for this highly anticipated week of top-level disc golf here in beautiful Northern California. This year's field of 433 players from 14 countries competing for over $100,000 will be the all-time record in all 3 of these categories. We're in one of the most desired locations in the world for disc golf.
Welcome to Pinto Lake, the shot maker's paradise. As we see this gorgeous clearing here at the top of the 18th green, a massive gallery awaiting our top 4 men's players. Our leader, Nathan Doss of Santa Cruz. The line is absolutely epic. Some of our players just wondering how he does it. And over the edge and in for Doss, maintaining a strong lead here in the semifinals. Current USDGC champion Will Schusterich. Huge hyzer.
And it's in, ladies and gentlemen, it's a hole-in-one. Will Schusterich has dropped a bomb on the 417-foot number 9, right in front of an immense gallery.
15th tee. Following that, doing a little bit of damage on 15, but at 533, a par 4 stretches out with the wind on the left to right for our ladies. Bygde and Pierce getting the largest number off the tee. They'll be safely in the fairway, as well as Pierce and Jenkins, who have taken a little more generous approach for their second shot. I think, as you can all gather from viewing at home and around the world, the out-of-bounds areas are quite fluent here, and the red stakes, albeit non-edible, have certainly been served up plenty today. Look at the, looks like the Pierce result is just a couple of feet next to the out-of-bounds line. It could be big to Jenkins to shoot first. You see in the backdrop that shadowed basket back at the edge. You see about 300 feet remaining. Jenkins seemed to come out a little early, though. That's going to skip and run left. There's a little bit out of bounds over there. We had a telephone going off in the backdrop here. I would advise those of you at home watching, if you do have a cell phone or something going off in the backdrop, you do not have to shoot. Take a moment, step out, regroup. Keep it natural. Here's Allen from about 280. It's got to work back left. And it does. Still a bit short, but this green will slope away from our players, even from where your vantage point is now. Bygde is taking a walk up a little further. We saw the Jenkins approach using the left half. She'll have a favorable tailwind for the putt. Bygde wanting to penetrate the front of the green a little further. Than Allen did. Pierce will throw last for her approach. Sweden's Ragnar Bygde approaching on 16. That 2 going left, but a favorable wind, as we mentioned. Some obstacles behind the basket, but probably will not come into play unless we may see later this week when our men's Pro Open players will fly the entire distance. That's right, 533 feet reachable for the FPO. Here's Paige Pierce, our defending champion, sizing up. 70 yards separating Pierce from the pin. Just a slight trickle of a breeze off of her left shoulder and from behind. Going right up to it. And that looks an exceptional result. Thanks to our crew here again. Andy Fairhoven on the backpack. Dusty Roddy doing all kinds of things, relaying information, technical support out of Live View. John Duesler, our fearless leader out in Philadelphia, switching the show. Terry Roddy on camera one. Of course, T-Rod just returning from Valhalla in Kentucky, home of the PGA Championships. Congrats to Rory McIlroy for his third consecutive win on the PGA Tour. Just a note for our viewers, those of you around the globe, I'm sure if you have not heard already, we're mourning the loss of a very gifted genius of a man, Robin Williams, having left this earth last night. Our deepest regards and sympathies going to his family and friends and those of you around the world. So, just an incredible mensch, genius of a man. Bless you. There's Jenkins with a very delicate, well-executed approach. The sidearm, just happened to pop that out of the bag. As we look at the trouble here, we spoke to left. It's not out of bounds, but it does hold a very difficult stance for some. Bygde falling just short of the huge elm tree, a huge oak tree to the left of the entrance to the green. The wind is picked up off of her left shoulder, and she's got a downhill 33-footer. This is for birdie. Oh, beautiful, laid out. Look at that flex right into the center of the basket. Beautiful bird for Bygde. As you mentioned, Jenkins will have a drop-in par. Pierce just behind the pin, also for birdie. On the green of 16, same hole we saw you on last. Pierce goes in low to left, but stays in for birdie. Here's Katrina Allen. And also for birdie. Great show there. Jenkins with the only par, but nonetheless, nothing lost, nothing saved. You're watching live coverage of our top women here at the World Championships of Disc Golf, brought to you by UB Disc Golf and Dynamic Disc. We'll be right back. You're watching live on Disc Golf Planet.
Disc golf. It's in the air. Join the excitement at PDGA.com.
inviting. Again, we remind you, Ragna and Will Schusterich taking the mixed pairs world title this weekend. At -2, Paige Pierce, our defending women's world champion. And currently in 4th, Val Jenkins, the runner-up last couple of years and Japan Open champion this year. Is hovering at the +2 mark. But all in all, our second and first group of ladies having a great time out here, blowing the cobwebs out, getting the nerves aligned, getting all the cylinders oiled and queued up, and starting out a big week here for the World Championships. Our broadcast being brought to you through the generosity of our sponsors, the PDGA, Innova Disc Golf, UB Disc Golf, and Dynamic Discs, huge supporters of the sport, its players, and followers. We thank you for your generosity. We're behind the second card, ladies. McKenna, Dunn, Woodard, and Lenhart having a bit of a challenge here. 17, very wooded midsection to the fairway, measuring 533 feet. It is another par 4. This is the 5th par 4 in a row on the second half of the course. Blue Lake will be our featured venue for Saturday's finals as well, so you can guarantee if you're coming out here to watch in person, need to come out early. Plenty of folks out here to watch the action, and a big day, a big week, a big weekend ahead of us all here in disc golf. Thanks to Sarah Nicholson, our PDGA membership director, also running the live scoring program. Another benefit to visiting PDGA.com, where you can dial into the up-to-date results. Might be able to get a word with her right now. Sarah, how you doing?
Oh, I'm great, Crazy. How are you?
Just want to give you a chance to shout out to some folks out viewing around the world.
Great.
Tell them how easy it is to get hooked into the live scoring.
Oh, well, it's a lot of fun. You just go to PDGAlive.com and you can kind of follow the action here, follow the tweets that are happening. And what's really cool right now at this championship, we've got some action going for the women as well as the men. So you can kind of see what's going on over at Milo and follow what's happening here. This technology is an amazing thing.
I want to thank Candace here's joining you also for support. And those of you at home, if you haven't joined the PDGA yet, because we know we have listeners and viewers out there, Sarah, what's the best thing you can do to become a part of disc golf's future?
Oh, well, just get out and play. It's the first step, Crazy. It's a lot of fun. It's kind of a no-brainer. It's just a really, really great game. You just come out and, just play.
If you want to take the extra step, how about go ahead and make the commitment to join the PDGA? How simple is that?
Oh, it's so easy. Just give me a call at the office. I'll walk you through it. It's also available online at PDGA.com. We're coming out with a new membership system in October this year and making it even easier for you. It's just reach out to me, Sarah Nicholson with the PDGA.
Sweet. Just seeing you recently at the USDGC, our last really big throw out all the big guns. When we were introducing Throw Pink, how are things going?
Oh, it's great. It's a really good cause, Throw Pink. It's got two things that it's doing. It's getting the women involved in disc golf and getting the girls out playing, and it's giving back to a really important charity, breast cancer awareness and prevention. It's a great project. Check it out, throwpink.com.
I think you're a great project, Sarah.
Thanks, Crazy.
Thank you for joining us. You want to call this tease for our audience? Why don't you take over?
Oh, you want me to take over this tee? All right.
We can take a look at our scores.
Okay, well, we've got Katrina Allen leading right now at 6 down. All 4 of these women have had an amazing round. We've got some lucky kicks, some unlucky kicks. Everyone's had some trouble putting, but then we've seen some really amazing putts. I think the wind is a little bit heavier on here than it actually appears on the camera. So these 20-footers aren't as easy as you think they are.
We can probably expect that these ladies will see a lot of each other during the week, so sometimes you're setting a trend. Do you see anything outstanding here in the first round that could portray for the rest of the week?
I just see a lot of steady golf. These women, they're pros for a reason. reason. And in me, as an avid disc golfer myself, it's really great to see them when they have a bad shot, they recover. I mean, and I think that's what separates the pros from the AMs, is that consistency and that ability to, the head game. Yeah, so I had a bad shot. Well, fine, I'm moving on. And that's you see a lot of that out here with these four women.
Well said. With that in mind, what is the world's record for the longest disc golf bag kick ever?
I'm not sure, but I'm very interested to know that now.
That makes me flash back to Oak Grove, 1983, when Joe Orsino threw an entire full bag into the tree and stuck it 45 feet high.
Oh my gosh, would have loved to seen that. Crazy.
I appreciate you, Sarah, joining us. We're just going to get set for our top ladies to tee off again. It's a pleasure joining you. I want to thank you for the energy, too, that the ladies can create. It's just nowhere without our women. Thank you so much, women disc golfers.
Absolutely. Thank you, Crazy.
That's Sarah Nicholson, your membership's manager and director. One hell of a job to do here when you're recruiting the future of the sport. We're going to yield now. Go back to the tee. Katrina Allen will tee first. She's probably waiting a little extra length of time to let that, as you see, you could just see some players finishing up in the midsection. All the orange shirts you see are the Lenhart crew. And here's another Hall of Famer until Allen Bygde just showed up. Never know who you run into. How'd he get in? Just taking a moment here with Kazuo Shirai. Kazuo, konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa.
今日はどうですか?
まあまあ頑張ってます。
頑張ってますね。
良くてよかったですね。
ねえねえ、これはブルーレイコ難しいですか? 風がちょっと強い。
風がすごい。やっぱ150クラスは難しくなります。
おめでとうね。17、18番です。Shirai-san mentioning that the wind has, gone up very strong and then down and up and down, but nonetheless, we are in a bit of a coil here on the tee of 17. Katrina has let it go. Paige Pierce teeing second. There's a grass area to the left of the rubber tee pad that the players have an option to. Pierce really turned it over. That's turned over plenty to the right. June. And Bygde also choosing to leave it out to the right, taking it away from the tangent. Jenkins now try and get around the bend a little more, but safely out to the right. And that just looked delicious. It stopped using that tree to come to rest, but really well placed and picked a nice spot, a nice time to come to rest. Thank you for joining us, folks. We're following our top ladies here at the first day of the World Championships of Disc Golf, brought to you by the PDGA and presented by Keen Footwear. Val Jenkins, Katrina Allen, Paige Pierce, and Ragna Bygde all going at it on the first day of a long week. Thanks to our supporters, UB Disc Golf and Dynamic Discs, for joining us along the way. Those of you at home, appreciate your patience and, of course, your patronage to enjoy live disc golf. Doing everything we can to bring you these colorful, exciting images, and we hope you're enjoying them. And there's always Sesame Street. Allen will be the first to throw. Allen looking up in the hyzer route. Nice window that she hit perfectly. See it reappear, and there it is at the turning point. Footing is not at a real premium here. This is somewhat of a wash, a little bit of a runoff area here. This was at one point a major area, huge, vast area filled with spoil from road construction. So through the growth of the Blue Lake course, it was all covered with a few truckfuls of dirt, truckloads of dirt. Here we go back to Pierce. She's ready to let one rip. Got to go high before it goes left. There's a couple of pines up there to worry about. Oh, she did. She caught the last one, and it took her down underneath that apex where she was going. But nonetheless, she'll have access visually to the green. Bygde now on the Discovery, up a little further in the center of the drain area. 530 feet, the total distance to the pin. You have to move around to a couple, 3 different positions just to get a very brief glimpse of the headband of the disc catcher. Bygde has got to get up really quick to get over these pines. Teeing out over Marine Road. River just on the other side. Caught some foliage there on its way up. But safely down. That's in the middle of a clearing. Remember, the tightest edge, the left side of this fairway. Thanks again to our viewers at home and around the globe for watching Disc Golf Planet's coverage. We understand there's some intermittent periods of no-show, but again, we simply thank you for your patience and your patronage. Val, tee shot, came to rest at a tricky spot. She's going to have to bend it between 2 trees left to right, or take a right to left approach and pray for skip. There is a pitch out opportunity well out to her right, about where Paige Pierce's lays. Oh, that turns. That's just gorgeous. That's some great shot making. It's just a little before the entrance to the perched green, but nonetheless, great way to get out of trouble here for Jenkins. Seems to be the most organically populated fairway of the circuit today for our ladies. We're playing the short tees. It's about 40% of the course does have long tees. Paige just outside Katrina for her 3rd shot. A basket perched about a 4-foot elevated green. Tee position, pin position, excuse me. Pierce will have to skip or just throw a bullet right at it and check up in the chips. She'll go to a knee. It's wise to increase the clearance height. Now viewers see the very low ceiling. Really got to get behind this to get it to go that distance. just knocked a moth's head into that tree. That's a great shot for Pierce. She'll have a drop in par. Allen now from the Blackberries. Inverted backhand release. Very difficult to get distance behind this. She's got a slow turn left to right. And she gets under it. And looks to be inside 20 feet. Another great effort. Bygde, similar distance, but rather than the her footing is free, but if she goes to the sidearm, she'll take out that tree on her left. There's a pine that is incurring the backhand. And she'll stick with it, though, inverting the backhand. That'll add another foot or so of clearance. She's going to have to work hard to turn it. If she lets go early at all, it'll go left into the rough. And no problem getting up onto the green for Bygde. Thunderstorms approaching now. If you hear in the backdrop some thunder, occasional raindrop, becoming fairly steady. One hole remaining after our completion of 17. We sure appreciate our viewers' patience and patronage, and excited for the rest of today's and this week's festivities. Jenkins has found the rough on the left. She's got about 80 feet. Check that, 70 feet to the center of the basket. Be a textbook layup. And back to Bygde. Not an easy putt. Now the rain becoming steady. It's a sprinkle, though, forecasted for major thunderstorms later today. Bygde now from 22 feet for par 4. Oh, and no metal. High in the uphill pitch. Seemed to play havoc there. There'll be no medal for Bygde. That'll be one throw given back to the group there. Allen walking up. She'll be just outside Jenkins. Paige Pierce, again, that amazing approach shot from deep in the midsection of the fairway. Take nothing for granted at the World Championships. One hole at a time, one shot at a time, one thought at a time. And Allen for par. Bygde will putt before Jenkins. Should be coming straight back to our cameras. Traffic behind the basket on Marine Road can be a distraction for some. Bygde has shown significant focus and progress in her game this season. Steady march towards the top for all of our ladies. And she fires right at it. That'll save her single bogey. Jenkins for par from 10 feet. And up and in for Valerie. Much needed par. A little bit of a rough section in the middle part of our circuit today, but Pierce will tap in with that great approach shot for par for our ladies, and we're moving on to the final hole of today's first round. We'll be right back with more live coverage of the PDGA World Championships right after this on Disc Golf Planet.
XLR is already in the juice box.
World Championships, the PDGA are mother, if you will, our umbrella. And all we can, I'd just like to pay some respect to all of our players. 6 nations, over 600 players coming here to show their wares. And I just want to pay extreme compliment to the effort, recognition, and dedication of our players and the staff. Sending up our players, the best of the best, for a great day of disc golf and a great week of World Championship play and fellowship. It's just what it's all about. As well, shoot first on the approach. You don't see the valve. We'll be shooting first. Oh, just missed. Fairway ace on 18. Great shot by Jenkins. Allen up next. Thunder entering our soundtrack here at Blue Lake. Really steady sprinkle. Got all of our attention. Allen in the corner section. Fairway takes it back and wants to go early and left again. Stay outside point D. Had somewhat inconsistent putting, I would say, leading up to practice rounds. Not a lot of tense moments in practice, but once the lights are on and you got a real pencil in your hand and the scorecard, everything's important. Nerves have settled, quelled somewhat, if you will, for ladies. Are enjoying Trina, reminders of that. Out of the ring. Up and in for Jenkins. Great closeout to the first day of the Worlds. Many-time runner-up and three-time champion Jenkins. Here's Pierce coming right out our cameras for her par. And safely in for Pierce, and her three. Bygde as well will drop this in. Allen to close out last.
very tough battle for our ladies. Trina, having already putted out, we're watching the close of our first round for our FPO division, ladies. It's the World Championships of Disc Golf. Folks, we're watching the bet on live coverage of the PDGA World Championships right here on Disc Golf Planet. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Paul Macbeth. I'm going to teach you how I putt. For putting, I use a Mix Pro AVR. The reasons are it's a firmer plastic and it's also beadless. And the reason I use a beadless putter is it allows for more glide and it has a cleaner release. I put my thumb right here on top over my middle finger, and then the index finger on the outside and the other two right there, which allows for a nice little pop off and a clean release. Before I approach my lie, I like to judge the distance. Once I approach my lie, the first thing I do is set up my stance. For shorter putts, I use a small, compact stance. For longer putts, I extend my back leg, which allows for a further reach back and more power out of my legs. Now I'm 20 feet away. I've approached my lie, I've set up my stance, and now I'm ready to putt. The first thing I do once I've approached my lie is I adjust for the wind. It's pretty calm, so I'm going to go dead center pole. So once I'm set, I make sure my feet are firm in the ground, and then in one motion I pull back and release right at the basket. Now I am 40 feet away. I've approached my lie the same way as I did the shorter putt. I've set my feet, got my stance ready. The only difference now is my back leg is extended a little further for the distance that I need to go. It's still calm, so I aim dead center pole. Now I am 50 feet away. These are the putts you need to make if you want to be world champion.
The Sniper. Additional outside fabric pocket for scorecard, pencils, and mini disc markers. Volume storage compartment, 50 cubic inches. Total, 475 cubic inches. The Commander. On-deck putter pocket. 2 end pockets provide storage and organization. Removable lightweight disc divider. Volume storage compartments, 375 combined cubic inches. Total, 1,225 cubic inches. The Ranger, engineered with a low center of gravity to keep your bag upright. On-deck putter pocket, molded back panel, minimizes contact points. Volume storage compartment, 500 cubic inches. Total, 1,600 cubic inches. Limited lifetime warranty.
Three. Welcome back to the first tee here after our women's round has been completed. The first day of the PDGA World Disc Golf Championships 2014. The year set to make history. I'm with two-time defending champion Paige Pierce. Paige, long day. The morning had a little bit of everything inside of it, do you feel?
Yeah, it did. I mean, it was a beautiful day. It was hot. It was cold. Towards the end, it started raining. So, yeah.
It looked a little nervy. I know Worlds is a big week, but it's a long week. I think how well do you think the ladies held to their original strategies? You were warming up together.
Yeah, I practiced with Ragna, so I know she held true to her strategies, but as far as the other two, I don't know. But it seemed like everybody was playing a little timid out here with all the OB. None of us were throwing drivers, cat on a couple holes back there through 2 mid-ranges and just played it safe, and I think tomorrow there will be a lot different play.
You know, the courses are very diverse here. I'm sure you're well acquainted with the tracks, the layouts. You haven't played the long tees at Blue Lake, though. How do you feel that will come into
yeah, we don't play the
books
long tees.
At all.
We
So
don't.
is that a I'm glad, or you want to get at it?
In my opinion, I don't think we should ever play short tees. We're all professionals, and it's the World Championship. We want the hardest course that you guys can give us, and with such a great course, I don't see a reason to bring us to a short rubber tee pad 100 feet up the tee pad, up the fairway. But
what's it like playing amongst friends?
it's great. Yeah, it's really good. It's hard to kind of keep that barrier, but you know, as long as everybody on this card wants to win for sure, and as long as you can keep a good attitude and know, you know, to me, if I lose, that they played great, you know, and so you just got to keep that mindset.
I love the sportsman in you. How about the wind? You know, it just picked up for a little bit when we were out on that stretch, 13, 14,
Yeah.
15, got a little weird, cost a couple throws. Can you take us back?
Yeah, I think it was like right around the holes where the most OB was in play. Like you were saying, 13, 14, and it was just it was really windy. Even for me from Texas, it was like, it felt like home, and it just took me back to the glass blown. So I'm like, all right, throw this disc, it's your most stable, keep it in bounds.
The OB on 13 took a little time to get back to your driver, to get that. Does that interfere with your approach? I know the spotter was kind of out there a little prematurely, fishing and waggling around in the weeds and what have you, trying to help. But
no,
did you have to recollect kind of?
No, I saw Val kind of doing that because she's a very visual person. So anytime there's something moving, she has to stop. For me, as long as it's like steady movement, I'm fine. I knew he was there, so I wasn't going to throw while he was moving, so that's fine.
Most people from Texas shoot at anything moving in the bushes.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much.
Out of Tennessee now, this has changed probably your access and your routing for the tour. We're a long way from home here. Everyone has traveled up into the great Northwest. Have you been up here to practice recently, or you have to go back?
I'm still living in Texas, but no, I haven't. I guess the last time was U.S. Women's, and that was in September, so about a year. But we've been here for a week, and we've got plenty of practice on the courses.
Check that. It was Katrina that has relocated to
Yes,
Tennessee, I believe. So
yeah.
Thank you. And again, you know, based on your strategy, but also your expectations, you're rooting for some other players too, both in the women's and the men's divisions. Who's some of your favorites for this week?
Ragna, my travel partner. If I don't win, I want her to win, or Elaine King. She's my idol. So, in the men's, probably Big Germ, my partner, my doubles partner, or Will.
Great run-in on the mixed pairs this weekend, too.
Thank you.
Great, good show.
Thank you.
Paige Pierce, our feature this afternoon's guest, if you will, after wrapping round one up here in the World Championships of Disc Golf. I want to congratulate our players, our staff, our viewers around the world. We hope you've enjoyed our first bit of coverage here at Disc Golf Planet. Thank you for your patience. We're off to more challenges as the week goes along. We're brought to you by UB Disc Golf, Dynamic Discs, the PDGA, and Innova Disc Golf. We're proud to have joined you for day one. This completes our show this morning. Round has come to an exciting close. Congratulations to all of our ladies. Paige, thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Thanks for covering us.
You're awesome. We hope to see more of you and hear a lot more of your comments too. We all count. We love every one of you, so stay with us. We'll be back with more coverage as the event continues this week. It's live from the 2014 PDGA World Disc Golf Championships. I'm Crazy John Brooks saying thanks for joining us. We'll see you again soon right here on Disc Golf Planet. Thanks, Paige.
Yeah.
I like how you said we should shoot from the long.
Work the camera.
Hey, you're great.
Yeah.